Everyone's calling the Xreal One Pro the ultimate smart glasses upgrade. 171-inch display, brighter visuals, premium features that should justify the extra $100. But I'm about to show you something that will completely change your mind. The Pro model has one critical flaw that makes it worse than the original for some users. Today, we're putting the Xreal One Pro head-to-head with the original Xreal One in every way that matters. Screen quality, comfort, display brightness, sound, smart features, and price. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one is worth your money and which one you should pass on. Make sure you use the links in the description for the best deals on all the products mentioned in this video. When it comes to the design, you'll notice the Xreal One Pro looks sleeker. The front visor is slimmer, less bulky, and finally solves that awkward frame-over-eyebrows problem the original Xreal One had. It's a cleaner silhouette, and it just sits better on your face without feeling like you're wearing half a helmet. The original one comes in at 84 grams, while the One Pro tips the scale at 87 grams. That said, the added weight is distributed better across the frame, so it feels more balanced, even if the number on the scale went up. Comfort-wise, there are some clear wins. The nose pads are redesigned to sit better on a wider range of face shapes, and the arms have improved flexibility, which means less pressure on your temples during long sessions. The build also feels stronger, still polycarbonate plastic, but with a sturdier, higher-end finish that doesn't feel like it's going to crack if you sneeze too hard. In short, the Pro keeps everything you liked about the original, but fixes the stuff you probably complained about after 2 hours of wearing it. Now let's get into the thing that really matters, the display. Because what's the point of wearing futuristic glasses if they don't blow your eyes away, right? Starting with the fundamentals. The Xreal One uses a Sony 0.68-inch panel with a 50-degree field of view. But the One Pro upgrades that to a smaller 0.55-inch Sony micro OLED panel, which might sound like a downgrade until you find out it pushes out a wider 57-degree FOV. This means you're getting more screen space packed into a tighter frame, which feels a lot more immersive. Both models deliver 1080p per eye at 120 Hz, so motion stays buttery smooth across the board. Whether you're watching YouTube or playing cloud games, it looks clean, fluid, and super responsive. But things are a little bit different when it comes to brightness. The original one hits about 600 nits, while the One Pro gets a boost to roughly 700 nits. This translates to better outdoor visibility in the sun. Reflections that made the original feel washed out in daylight are pretty much gone. For optics, the Pro features Xreal's new optical engine 4.0, an upgrade from the 3.0 in the Xreal One. What does that mean for you? Less image fringing around the edges, reduced motion blur, and overall sharper visuals. And yes, this directly answers two big complaints people had with the original. First, small text clarity. The One Pro does a better job displaying tiny fonts and complex UI elements, like when you're coding or reviewing spreadsheets. Second, edge blur. It's dramatically reduced thanks to the improved optics engine and physical IPD. That wider sweet spot makes it easier to stay locked in visually, even if you move around or wear them for hours. And finally, the part that's easy to feel but hard to measure: virtual screen size. The Xreal One gives you the equivalent of around a 147-inch display in front of your eyes. But the Pro? That jumps up to 171 inches. It's like trading your living room TV for a home theater, and you'll feel it the second you boot up Netflix or fire up your Xbox. One big myth is that only the Pro supports multiple virtual screens, but both the Xreal One and One Pro do. While you can activate ultra-wide or side view modes using the quick button and get that dual window productivity feel on the Xreal One Pro. For the Xreal One, you'll probably need a third-party software to get the same feature, as it's not offered on the Nebula app. Alright, time to talk sound and motion. Because what good is a giant floating screen if it sounds like a potato chip bag and jitters like dial-up? Let's start with the audio, which might surprise you. Both the Xreal One and the One Pro are tuned by Bose, and while you're not getting full-on noise-canceling headphones baked into the arms, what you do get is a single-speaker spatial audio system that's shockingly solid. Dialogue is crisp, bass has a little thump, and the spatial cues are actually convincing. Think private movie theater in your ears, rather than tinny laptop speaker 5 feet away. Now, when it comes to latency and motion stability, both models are running the Xreal X1 chip, which unlocks 3 millisecond motion to photon latency and native 3 degrees of freedom head tracking. This simply means that when you turn your head, the image keeps up. Whether you're watching a 3D movie, playing on GeForce Now, or using Nebula, everything feels anchored, stable, and way more natural. And for a slick feature a lot of people overlook: electrochromic dimming. Both the Xreal One and One Pro offer 3 dimming modes, letting you control how much of the real world you want to block out. You can go fully transparent, darken the lenses slightly, or crank it to full immersion mode. Same feature set, same execution on both, so no upgrade there, but still very cool. So while the One Pro doesn't radically change the game in this category, it doesn't have to. The experience is already dialed in, and for movies, YouTube, or casual gaming, it's frankly way better than it has any right to be. Now let's get into the brains and fit, because what's the point of smart glasses if they're not, well, smart, or if they give you a headache? Before we do that though, if you found this video helpful so far, hit that like button and smash the subscribe button for more real, in-depth reviews of gadgets you actually care about. Done? Okay, let's move on. First up, both the Xreal One and One Pro come with the built-in X1 spatial computing chip. That means no need for an external Beam Pro just to unlock head tracking, app overlays, or spatial anchors. Everything runs on board, whether you're pinning windows in Nebula or watching content locked to your line of sight. It's basically the same computing power that used to require a separate puck, now miniaturized and tucked neatly into the arms. Now, before we jump to IPD, note that neither model fits over traditional eyeglasses comfortably. So if you wear prescription lenses, you'll want to use Honez VR prescription inserts, which both models support. But yeah, if you're hoping to just throw these on over your specs, that's not happening. But where things do differ, and significantly so, is IPD interpupillary distance. In plain terms, how far apart your eyes are, and how well the lenses can line up with them. The original Xreal One features a software-only IPD with a single optical sweet spot. So if your eyes don't match that default range, tough luck, you might notice blur or eye strain over time. The One Pro, though, fixes that with both hardware and software-based IPD tuning, accommodating a much wider range, from 57mm to 75mm, with swappable medium and large nose bridges. That's a huge deal for comfort and clarity, especially if you've ever had glasses that didn't quite sit right. It's like going from one size fits most to custom tailored. And the One Pro takes it even one step further with a light blocking feature. It adds a subtle but effective layer of real-world dimming, cutting ambient light by up to 78%, bringing it down to around 22% transmission. Basically, they feel more like sunglasses now, and it makes a noticeable difference in bright environments. The Xreal One doesn't have that layer built in, so you'll either need to use a clip-on shield or squint. One thing users often ask: do these things kill your phone or tablet battery? Not really. Both the Xreal One and One Pro draw power via USB-C. In most cases, the connected screen turns off when you're using the glasses, so you're trading one display for another. Steam Deck and Android users report typical drain that's no worse than gaming or watching video on the original device. Alright, let's take a look at the numbers. The Xreal One comes in at $499, while the One Pro bumps that up to $599. So we're talking a clean $100 difference. Now, is that premium worth it? Honestly, it depends on what kind of user you are. If you're mostly using these glasses for productivity, think coding, spreadsheets, multitasking apps, the One Pro's sharper edges, better IPD fit, and clearer screen give it the edge. But for casual movie watching, gaming, and streaming, the original still feels premium, responsive, and immersive. That extra $100 only really pays off if you need the polish. So, should you upgrade? If you're a casual user, the original Xreal One still punches way above its weight. You're getting sharp visuals, reliable spatial features, and surprisingly decent audio for a pair of glasses that cost less than a new phone. But if you're the kind of person who notices when edges look soft, or if you've struggled with light leaking in, or if your IPD isn't quite average, the One Pro starts looking like the smarter pick. It's not a wild reinvention, no. It's more like a version 1.1 with slightly better features, cleaner image, wider screen, and a better fit for more faces. Not a huge change, but definitely a refinement. And sometimes that's what makes the difference between cool tech and something you actually use every day. So now that you've seen all the specs, which side are you on? Team One or Team One Pro? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I actually read them all. But here's the real question everyone is also asking. How do these stack up against the Features Pro XR? That battle's heating up fast, and we've got the full breakdown coming up. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it.